Hello. Today is the 10th of February, and last week I actually got the appointments through for my pre-op and then hopefully my hysteroscopy, however you say it, the camera into my uterus. So they're both next week, Tuesday, and then if my iron levels and everything are back to how they should be, then I have the actual procedure on the Friday. So the reason I'm actually going on here now is not really because of that, because I just want to put this out here. So the last couple of days I've had zero blood. But not to get too excited, because now it's all feeling really uncomfortable. I feel like everything's just kind of, all the blood and stuff is just sitting in there now. So my stomach's like swollen and hard, or my uterus I suppose, but you know, it's all in the same kind of area. And yeah, it's just uncomfortable, like I suppose mild stomach cramps and like pains and stuff. And this is what has happened before when I haven't been bleeding. It's not as bad as like stomach cramps, but it is uncomfortable and it's annoying, and sometimes I do need painkillers, especially at night, because like obviously it keeps me awake and stuff. But at the moment it hasn't kept me awake and I haven't had the painkillers, so it's not too bad. But yeah, also I'm hoping that because I have stopped bleeding, that I might be able to have a smear test with the procedure next week. So we're going to have a word with the woman then, because they can't do a smear test the normal way because my body won't let them. Honestly, it's literally like ridiculous. So they were talking about doing one, but then they were like, but if you're still bleeding, then there's no point, because it's not going to work. It's not going to have a proper reading. So we might see if I can add that in as well next week. Yeah, so that's where I am today, and I'm sure I'll be back in a moment on this video with the pre-op. February the 18th, I had my pre-op last night. So I had some bloods taken as well, because obviously with the blood transfusion that I had last month, I wanted to check that my hemoglobin levels were back up to normal. So they're just 2 below, they're now 118. Before the blood transfusion they were 65, then they went up to 87, and now they're 118. So the nurse had a word with the consultant, and she says it's fine for me to do the procedure, because it's not a major operation, it's literally a procedure. So I'm not having any stitches or anything like that. So that can go ahead on Friday, which is really good. The nurses again were lovely yesterday. So the pre-op involved bloods, which I don't know whether they normally do, but they did for me. And then obviously there's like a whole form of asking, you know, do you have any breathing difficulties and all this kind of stuff, all those kind of questions. They wanted to know my medication as well, and you could ask any questions that you wanted to about it. So I asked if I could have a smear at the same time on the Friday because of my issues around that whole thing, and she says yes, because I'm not bleeding currently, and she's put that on as well for them to do that, as well as the camera to go into my uterus, and also possibly, depending on what the polyp looks like, a biopsy. So we'll see what happens with that on Friday. But I've got to get up very, very early in the morning, and I'm not overly thrilled about that because I'm not a morning person. And then I can't even eat. Not that I'm usually hungry in the morning, to be fair, but it just needs this one insult after another. Anyway, so hopefully that will go okay, and it's only like supposed to be half a day, so I'm not waiting around too long for that, otherwise I'm going to get narky, you know. I'm not usually a hangry person, but that's just taking the mick, you know. So anyway, I'll take you along with me for that as well, probably me just being bored in the waiting room, and and yeah, hopefully that goes well. So tomorrow is my little procedure at the hospital, and apparently I need a little hospital bag. It's much less exciting this than, you know, if you're going in to have a baby, isn't it, I suppose. Anyway, so they gave me a list of things that I need. So one of them was a night dress, and they specifically said night dress, but I don't have a night dress, I only have pyjamas, and I don't really want to go and buy a night dress because I'm never going to wear it again, so that just seems a bit pointless. And also, did they have that many night dresses still anywhere? Actually, I think I did see some in Tesco's. But I've got some pyjamas, some new pyjamas. These are from these are from Tesco's the other day. Yeah, they'll be alright, won't they? Because won't they give me like one of those hospital gowns at some point? I just think I'd be way more comfortable in pyjamas than I will be in what am I going to say? Night dress. Then it said about a dressing gown. So I've got a dressing gown already. I have several dressing gowns. This is a thinner one. It's got a little hood, which I won't need because it's in hospital, I'll be boiling. But it's thinner than my other ones and it has a zip. So you don't have to like, you know, when you're in public, you don't really want to have your dressing gown fly open and stuff. So yeah, that's what this is. This will be easier to move around in, I think. And then we ended up buying some slippers because I don't actually own a pair of slippers. But these are quite cute and comfy. These are from Sainsbury's. And they're nice and furry inside, so my feet will probably bake tomorrow, but at least they won't be cold. And they've got quite a hard sole for like walking around the hospital. I will wear these anyway. I just like being cozy, so I think I'll probably wear them. And then I've got all my information that I've had at the hospital so far. They've said to take sanitary towels and tissues. So I get the sanitary towels bit, but I thought like tissues, wouldn't you just have like toilet paper? Because I'm assuming it's for the same thing the sanitary towels are for. Because obviously it's all these wedges. These are like my life. I have so many bags of these because I've only not been bleeding for like 2 weeks maybe. So I'm going to start bleeding again tomorrow. So that's why I need the sanitary towels. And she said to bring like quite thick ones because I'm guessing you have some of them with all the problems that have been going on. I'm like, yeah, I do. I also thought I'd take this little like fidget toy. So these are kind of good for people who are neurodivergent like me. And if you have anxiety and things like that, especially, you can use these to help. Since I'm going to be on my own waiting in hospital, I figured that this will probably be a good idea to take with me just in cases. And then I got my bank card because I thought that might be quite important. I'm going to take my power bank as well. I don't know how long I'm going to be in there. I'm hoping it's just going to be, she seemed to think it was going to be half a day. But I think I have to have an ECG as well tomorrow just to check, because apparently some antidepressants and stuff, like I'm on fluoxetine for my OCD, can like make slight differences within your heartbeat. So they're just going to do that, so they've got that on record, because I think the last time I had that done was at a different hospital last year, so it's been over 6 months, even though I was on these tablets then as well and it was fine. But anyway, so I'm going to charge that up so I'm all prepared. Obviously going to take my phone and a book, because I don't know, the thing is about the book, right, I feel like I'm just going to be sitting there really, really tired because I'm not a morning person, and I'm probably not really going to read that much because of being tired. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm going to take it because I very rarely go anywhere without my book anyway. You just never know when the need might arise. So yeah, it also says on the list to take toiletries, but if sanitary towels and tissues aren't toiletries, what are? Because I'm not staying overnight, so I'm assuming I don't need things like, you know, toothpaste and toothbrush, and you're not supposed to wear deodorant beforehand or like any moisturiser and stuff, and I'll be coming home, so I don't need that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not really sure what they mean by toiletries, and I can't take obviously any tablets or eat or drink beforehand. Am I going to be having a mini feast tonight? Yes, probably, in preparation. So I can't take that. And another thing they've put on there, oh, what was it? It was something else that was really random, and I was like, I don't know. Oh, towels. So they've got towels, and then they've got sanitary towels in a separate section on the list. What do I need a towel for? Am I supposed to be having a shower? I don't feel like I am I? Because obviously I'm not staying overnight. So I don't think I'm going to need that either. Yeah, that just seems a bit random. But anyway, so that is everything that I have packed for tomorrow's hospital mini stay. Let's try and make it sound like a vacation. Today is the 23rd of February and I had my procedure on Friday the 20th. So today I'm still feeling a bit sore, I suppose, because obviously someone's been rooting around in my uterus, so it feels a bit sore, but obviously I haven't had any stitches or anything, so it's not too bad that way. I had a temperature Saturday, that seems to have gone to paracetamol or whatever. But basically what they did in the procedure was they put a camera, I'll put the name of what it's called on here, it's on the video anyway, because I never can remember how to pronounce the second bit on here. So they put a camera up into my uterus to have a look, and they couldn't see a polyp, even though the internal scan that I had a few weeks ago said there was a polyp. Apparently there isn't one. But they did see the fibroid, which again, they said it's quite a big fibroid, it's a sizable fibroid, which is the same as what they said for the internal scan. And they took a biopsy of inside my uterus, so the lining of my uterus. And also they did a smear because I'd stopped bleeding. So I was like, can you do a smear as well at the same time? And it stops me from getting too traumatised and stuff, trying to do it unsuccessfully probably, without like the general anaesthetic. So yeah, they did that as well. So now I've just got to wait for the results. So it can take up to 3 months apparently. So it's just a waiting game. I'm hoping I'm going to feel more comfortable sooner rather than later. I was kind of hoping I'd feel more comfortable by now. I was kind of thinking, can we just do this Saturday, Sunday and then be fine Monday? But no, it's still uncomfortable. Never mind. But I've also finished the tablets for stopping the bleeding that they gave me when I had the blood transfusion. So I'm assuming the bleeding's going to start again at some point. This is the first full day that I won't have had anything to stop it. So we'll see how it goes. Previously, it has taken a little while to come back afterwards, but I don't know. The bleeding gets worse and worse each time. So I think the gap closes, it goes on for longer, it gets heavier and all this kind of thing. So we'll see how that goes. That could be fun, but I guess I'll just phone either the hospital or the doctor and be like, can I have more tablets? Otherwise I'm going to have to come in again and get another blood transfusion. Because it won't stop on its own. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, I'm fine. Like it was quite quick. I was there. The beginning bit, it was like a little conveyor belt. You went in the waiting room was teeny tiny, and John didn't wait with me because there just wasn't really much room, to be honest, and it was so cramped. I was a little bit stressed because it was hot, it was cramped, there was too many people too close to me. I was like, can we just not? Anyway, but basically it was like a conveyor belt. Someone would come out, call someone's name, they'd go out, and then someone else come in, call the same person's name who just got out, and we'd be like, that person's just gone, oh, can we have this person instead? And it was a bit like that, because you saw like the nurse and they did like your obs and stuff, and then you saw like the anaesthetist and they obviously discussed all that, and then you saw the consultant. And then you were in like a robe and you just had to sit there and wait for a bit. And then a porter came and got you and you went into another room. And there was you waited there. It wasn't very long while someone sort of got you ready for the actual surgery, checked over a few things again. And then you went in. I think it probably took me a while to wake up again. It always does. Like I'm always like, I don't want to wake up. I'm tired. Leave me alone. But I just felt tired on the Friday. Came home, slept. Didn't sleep that well on Friday night, but slept in the day on Saturday, slept yesterday. Still feel quite tired, but I feel with it. I felt like I was in a dream world when I first came around from the anaesthetic. But yeah, everything seemed well. My body reacted how it was supposed to, and apparently my battery is 20%. I swear I've charged it up. Obviously I didn't. Anyway. So that's where we're at the moment. So I'm probably going to leave this vlog here and come back to you when we get the results. So I don't know exactly when the results are going to be. As I said, it's up to 3 months, but it could be anything within that time. Probably later rather than sooner, let's be honest. These are test results, they take ages. So I'm just going to see what happens and try not to overthink things too much. And try and be patient with resting until I feel better and can get back into it. But I'm not very good at it because I'm not ill enough to like not be bored. But then I try and do something and things like start hurting and I'm like, ugh. And yeah, it just goes around in circles like that. So it's a bit annoying. Anyway, I'll be back soon with another video and I'll update you on all the test results and what is going to happen after that. Bye.